analyze our meetings with 4 different considerations. The personal sources of conflict or reactions to it. I become angry, okay? If someone behaves idiotically, or if someone tells me I'm not clerking well, or I become defensive and I lash out and I deeply regret it. But there are entire bushel baskets of ways that on a personal level we respond to conflict. There are relational consequences and there are relational sources to conflict within our meetings. By which I mean, how do people actually deal with each other? Are they on, committees together? To what extent do those committees reflect collaboration among friends? Or to what extent is the clerk just sort of going forward? Is there a way that the way we deal with each other can get us all closer? This really then implicates the structure of the way we do business. Is there something about the way our meeting operates, the way it organizes itself, that either is an obstacle to collaboration or that feeds silos and individual areas of power? And is there a way that we can enhance changes within the structure of the monthly meeting that would encourage more collaborative behavior? The 4th one of these, was cultural. Are women dominant? Are men dominant? Is there a sexist assumption that's going on in the meeting? Are older people deferred to? Is that a good thing? We've talked about 4 considerations: personal, relational, structural, and cultural. It isn't a question of, well, here's personal and here's relational, and so on. It's not 4 silos that are side by side, okay? There's that consideration, that consideration, that consideration, and that consideration. And right here is the sweet spot. Okay? That's where we live or hope we live. If all we're doing is looking at our navels and saying, gee, I really could be a better person, you're not getting the gestalt. You're not getting the exciting, transformational, forward-moving spiritual lift that you could get by being simultaneously aware of all the stuff that's going on in the meeting. The person whose wife died, the person who's having an affair with the other person, the person who resents it that somebody else is putting sprinkles on the kids' ice cream, and they always put the sprinkles on the kids' ice cream, and nobody even notices that they've been marginalized. That's being conflict sensitive in a way that I hope is helpful to you.
What attracted me to Quakerism was that saying about there is that of God in all of us. But the things that we recognize in each other, and conflicts brings this more to conscious thought than anything else, is the differences between us. It is the differences between us that is the God in all of us. The differences, the uniqueness in each one of us, that separates us from one another. But that's on a micro level, on the individual, one-to-one. But if you move up, if you get a larger perspective, it's almost like the rainbow. The colors in the rainbow. I don't suppose the colors in the rainbow. The blue looks at the yellow and say, "You yellow, I'm blue," and the green looks, says, "I'm green." And they may recognize that difference. But as a rainbow, the green, the blue, and all that has a perspective that's melded together, and you don't see the individual colors. You just see, when you say a rainbow, you see the broader perspective. They may seem separate down here, but on a higher level, they mesh together and they have a particular oneness about them. The ability to see that oneness I think is what we're all are striving for.
I feel that it's a richness, actually, in our meeting, that there is a whole spectrum. I mean, I know Elizabeth and I have somewhat different views, but it's just, it enriches my worship.